Hello guys, and welcome to today's price action analysis video, the price action analysis of the 30th of March 2022. Today let's analyze Bank Nifty first. Okay, Bank Nifty opened with a red candle and it was a strong body red candle. Yes, there was a wick on the bottom, but it was a fairly good strong red candle, and suddenly Bank Nifty started to reverse. So it took support here, and at this support it started to reverse. So only the first candle was a red candle and there was not much follow through to it. In fact, the second candle did not even break its low. And now we have a box here, which is, we'll mark a box here. Here we have a gap left in between yesterday's and today's price action. Okay, so price started to rally from here, and you can see that at this level you can see that price was going in only one direction, and that was upwards, and there was price was not really stopping anywhere, or there was no real pullback anywhere. There was nothing, and price went right up to the day high. That was the high of the first candle, and it went right through it. You can see here this candle broke the day high also. This was the 9:55 AM candle which broke out of the day high, and then you can see that right above that level was the R2 pivot. Now normally you can see that whenever such a thing happens, what happens here is whenever the day opens like this with a strong bodied red candle, the red candles high and low are an important support and resistance. So you should mark off the high and low. And usually in such circumstances, whenever you see that a candle breaks out of that range, you should go long or short depending on what time of the day it is. So what I generally do is I usually wait for the first 45 minutes to 1 hour time period to pass, and then after that I see where the price is at that time, and then I trade accordingly. So you can see here that it was the 9:55 AM, that is up to 10 o'clock, that was up to the first 45 minutes. Price had already gone through above the opening candle's high. So after that you can see that for about 10 minutes or 15 minutes price spent time there, but then finally with this candle here it broke out of that range also. But today there was really no point going long there. Why was there no point going long there? Because of the important resistance here. What was the important resistance? It was the Virgin CPR coming from 24th of March 2022, and you know that whenever price hits the Virgin CPR, it finds it very difficult for price to break the Virgin CPR. You can see how wide the Virgin CPR on this day was. On the 24th of March, you can see the price action here. The price action was outside this CPR here. So it formed a Virgin CPR. Those of you who are new to trading and don't know what Virgin CPR is, for them Virgin CPR is a CPR which is formed on a particular day, which is not penetrated by price on that particular day. So no candles close inside the Virgin CPR. Wicks are okay, but candle bodies are important. Even if wicks are inside the CPR on that particular day, that is okay, but candles should not close inside the CPR on that day. So now you can see that the candles were inside the Virgin CPR, and Bank Nifty kept fighting the entire day to break it, but could not. Can you see this rally from this point to this point? Let's measure in terms of points how big the rally was. This was the day's low, and this was the high that it made. It was 350 points. Non-stop rally, back-to-back green candles, and yet Virgin CPR cannot be broken. One thing why you can see that kind of price action is because first candle is the red candle of the day, which is an indicative candle that for short sellers to enter. Okay, so sellers look at that candle and they see that this is a strong red candle, and so a lot of short positions are created inside this candle. And then you can see that the R1 pivot is right below the that candle itself. So anyway, it being a daily pivot, R1 pivot here and the PDH here, one should not be shorting, but that is for people who actually use daily pivots and PDH and CPR and these important support and resistance lines. But for those who don't use these, those people who trade only based on indicators, a lot of indicators I'm sure must have given the indication of going short on this particular candle here, and all those short positions are created, and once price starts to reverse, there is a lot of panic buying back here everywhere. So basically this is a short covering, and a lot of short covering leads to a huge price spike, and that is why you can see that those candles are so big in size. But then you can see that candles after hitting the virgin CPR could not really go and break the virgin CPR. The price reversed from there. Of course, you can see that this candle, 12:50 p.m. candle, broke out of the virgin CPR right here, but it could not sustain that fall, and then you could see that another support came in right at this level, and then buyers again came back strong at that same level and then pushed the price up again. But then you could again see that the sellers were strong at around this area, and price could not break that zone either. So it was actually a very sideways kind of a day most of the times, except for the initial rally that we saw in price. And we will see that the open of the day was at 36,205.35 and the day closed at 36,324 as of the opening and closing price of the candles here. So if we measure the opening and closing price here, see roughly around this area it opened and it closed around this area here, red candle. So it was around 118 points. So that was a very small range for Bank Nifty to move in. Okay, so based on this price action, we will go ahead and check the levels that are important to be marked for the upcoming session tomorrow. We will delete the virgin CPR here. We don't need it anymore. We can see that one level which is important here is this, where price initially broke that level and then it took support multiple times at that level again. You can see here that that was the place where the day opened, and then you can see here where price broke it, then took support at that level. Again at this level it was taking support. Again at this level you can see support, and nearby the same area it is taking support again. So that area is somewhat important. And we do have today's price action, which is above the way above the virgin the CPR today. So today's CPR is again a virgin CPR. Today's CPR is at this level, so we'll extend that. All right, and I would like to tell you here that we are seeing an ascending CPR for back-to-back 3 sessions. We can see here this is the CPR of the 29th of March. Then we can see here this is the CPR of the 30th of March, and then you can see that this is the CPR for the 31st of March, and you can see that it is at an ascending CPR, and back-to-back days we are having virgin CPRs, so which gives me a very bullish sign and a bullish outlook for the market as of the near future. A gap remains here. We will just extend that, and the PDL will act as a demand zone, so we will just mark this area. Okay, the price reversed from there and it never really came back to that area, so that area is not retested. So the next time that price comes to it, be careful and observant at that level. So we will also mark one line here which will give us a zone there, and zones are important areas from where we can see price bouncing initially. Then whenever price comes to that area, we can be extra careful. So those are, this one here is a demand zone. Similarly, there are supply zones also. This is for those who are new to trading. and we also see that the PDH will act as a strong supply zone. We have a fall from there, from the top. So we can see that from the top today the price made a low of around 207 by around 270 points, so it fell by 270 points. So we will mark that area off also. Okay, those are the important levels as of Bank Nifty. Now let's go and check Nifty. Okay, Nifty gave a wilder movement than Bank Nifty today. Bank Nifty in my opinion was pretty calm actually, and initially today Bank Nifty was looking more positive than Nifty was looking. Nifty opened with this first red candle, which was a much bigger red candle than that was in Bank Nifty. The opening candle was a red candle, a strong red candle, which was followed up with a strong bodied red candle also. And then you could see that we had marked one area here, that was a 17386.15, and price took support around that same area and it reversed. So you can see the same story in Nifty. The candle here was very big, so we will mark off the high of this candle. And now you can see that after price reversed from here, you can see the kind of green candles. The size of the green candles is huge. So you can say that this is a sort of a trap candle here, where the price would normally be expected to drop from here towards the day high or even towards the CPR, but that was not the case. This candle was a trap candle which was meant to indicate that shorting was the opportunity here, and you can see that there was also a supply zone here. So when price started to rally from here, it was never a good idea to go long. Definitely never a good idea to go long. And you could see that the R1 pivot was below price today the entire time. So price was above, trading above the R2 levels, between the R2 and the R3 level. Yeah, normally I deploy most of my strategies and entries within the CPR and the R1 level. Whenever price is far away from the CPR, there is always a chance that the price will drop towards the CPR sooner or later. But today we saw that that did not happen, and you could see after price reached this high here, you could see the kind of trading that price did in this particular zone. Huge volume of trading in that zone, and it was also a supply zone from the 16th of February, and that supply zone was also broken here. Why were all these zones broken? This kind of rally is has strength in breaking all these levels, because of the, as I explained in Bank Nifty, all the short positions created in this candle. This is a trap, and whenever bears are trapped in this position, then they are running for cover whenever the price starts to rally like that from the bottom to the top. And you can see the size of these green candles. See the size of these green candles. These are huge candles, very strong bodied candles these. So such things happen whenever there is a very strong buying sentiment in the market, and you can see that it does not respect any levels at all. You can see this one particular candle here, it broke out of the R3 pivot right away, and then price really did not come back to the R3 pivot. It could not break it again, kept taking support at the R3 pivot for a long time. And you can see that this area also acted as a strong support for price for a long time. But since it was a supply zone, whenever you are near a supply or demand zone, you should be very watchful, because buyers and sellers are active around those zones. So because of that, you will see a lot of volatility in that area, and you can see how volatile this area was. See how price has reacted in that area around that supply zone. There's huge volatility there. So you could see the candle here, which was this candle. The candle was around 1:45 p.m. You could see how long the tail of that candle was. It was a bullish pin bar, although the color of the candle was red, but it was a bullish pin bar. You can see that price had fallen from here right up to this level, but then price was pushed up again by the buyers, and this supply zone out here now acted as a support. So you should always remember, in technical analysis, support becomes resistance once broken, and resistance becomes support once broken. So that is how you should read price. That is why levels once broken should not be deleted in the live market itself. Whatever you want to do that after the market, that is post market, because those levels are going to be important. Even if price has broken it from the bottom, whenever price approaches those levels from the top again, they will now act as support, which were initially resistances, and vice versa. And so it was a very volatile day in Nifty. Let's see what levels we have in Nifty today. Most important level is the CPR of today, which was not touched. So we will mark a box around that CPR, and it will be a virgin CPR for the upcoming days until it is touched again. We can see this area that we had marked. We will just mark another line to it so that we can see that there is a zone there. Okay, we have to mark a zone around that area so that we know that price has touched that area and bounced in the past. So we have to be very careful around that area whenever price approaches it again. We will delete these boxes now. These are the areas where price has reacted a lot. So just make a mental note of all these areas. We cannot just keep marking levels endlessly on the chart. So you have to be watchful yourself whenever price comes to an important area. We will mark one area here also. We can see that price has taken support at that level and it has bounced. And so we will mark that area. Yeah, I think these are the areas that are important as for the price action of today. I will share all these levels. I will publish these charts on Twitter. So please ensure that you check Twitter, and you can have your levels downloaded on your charts from directly on TradingView from Twitter itself. This is it for this video, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Also subscribe to this channel, and please hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I post a new video. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day ahead.